of the, just to take the other side of the argument on one thing, on the observable science, I guess the argument could be too that, the fact that the earth was different and people lived longer and there was a protection and all that is not observable either. That we don't know, and how do we know that stuff took place? How do we know that it has not always been the same, rather than just, other than the Bible telling us that?
That goes back to our original premise of this entire discussion, and that is both of those systems are based on faith. I believe my system is based on faith, and it's based upon evidence that I can see that's knowable, observable, etc., like complexity of the universe and archaeological evidence and all those things. There's a lot of factors that go into that evidence, but the other system is also a system of faith. They believe something happened 14 billion years ago. They believe that some assumptions are true, etc. You have to have a lot of belief to believe that. And I think probably what is challenging for us, at least it is for me, is it's just somewhat insulting to my intelligence when somebody who thinks they're really smart tells me that I'm not smart because I believe in God.
Right.
And the reality is, I think there's a lot of folks need to be checking their smarts, because there is so much evidence. And I'm going to go back to Psalm 14, verse number 1, that said, the fool said in his heart, there is no God.
And when you look at all of that evidence and you put it together, there's a definite leaning towards one of those systems of faith, in my opinion, which obviously to me is what Scripture says, what the Bible teaches. I think the evidence points that way. I think it's obvious when you look and you really research and talk about some of these things.
I obviously wasn't there 14 billion years ago, but I was there in 1980 and was alive in 1980 when the news reports came out about Mount St. Helens and what the destruction that happened. Point is, I can see the evidence. I can open my eyes, I can analyze it, and I can make a decision based upon the evidence that I'm seeing. And that same decision that I'm going to make is applied to those same dating techniques that tell me that the earth is 14 billion years old.
And if you can't trust them with the Mount St. Helens event,
that I can see,
you can't trust them with the age of the earth.
that I cannot see.
Right.